Okay, welcome to the deep dive. This is where we really try and unpack some complex ideas for you. And today we're looking at something pretty fundamental, actually. It's this human need we all have for connection, for belonging,
Hmm.
and it's more than just feeling good, isn't it? It can seriously impact, well, everything: your well-being, your career, how you grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what jumps out from the sources we've been looking at for this deep dive. We've been digging into work from Forbes Rutherford and RutherfordINTEL, and they really build this compelling picture of how certain communities, if they're designed thoughtfully,
Hmm.
can actually be this like powerful way to unlock your potential, maybe even a shortcut.
A shortcut. Interesting. Okay, so that's the mission for today then. We're going to unpack these different community models that Rutherford Intel uses. We want to get under the hood, understand the principles, what makes them work, what makes them unique, and hopefully help you figure out, which kind of approach might actually support your goals wherever you happen to be.
And what's really striking, the thing that underpins all of this, is this focus on self-awareness. Right
Cool.
from the start, they use these assessments, like their personality DNA assessment. That's the foundation. It's almost like a modern take on that old advice, know thyself.
Right, know thyself. Okay, let's unpack that a bit more. This idea that you have to understand yourself first to connect meaningfully. So these assessments, they help people figure out their personality type, their natural skills. You mentioned four main quadrants: productive, interpersonal.
Yeah, productive, interpersonal, intellectual, and leadership. Those are the big four. And the big advantage of starting there, it's kind of transformative, actually, because knowing that stuff about yourself isn't just like navel gazing. It's what lets you connect with other people intentionally, finding people who, complement you or maybe fill in gaps. It helps build relationships that actually lead to real growth. Yeah. It's way beyond just standard networking.
Standard networking, right? More than just swapping business cards. And it seems like this applies really broadly. You said they work with aspiring leaders, but also like board members, top executives.
Exactly, a huge range, which really suggests that this kind of intentional connection, it's valuable no matter where you are in your career.
Yeah.
If you kind of zoom out, the core idea is like crowdsourcing wisdom. You're not just collecting contacts, you're tapping into this shared pool of experience. It's like having this built-in support system of people who get where you're coming from, partly because of that self-awareness piece up front.
Hmm, that makes sense. A built-in understanding. Okay, so let's dive into the actual models then. You said there are different types. Let's start with the collective wisdom communities. That's the entry point.
Yeah, that's the starting point. And interestingly, these are free channels. They line up with those four personality quadrants we just talked about.
Okay, free channels based on personality. What's the main value there?
It's really about collaboration and sharing knowledge. You're put with peers who might have complementary skills or different ways of looking at things. It's not just finding clones of yourself. It's about rounding out your perspective. Plus, they have curators who give personalized feedback based on your profile. It creates this feeling the sources say people feel like they just get you.
That feeling of being gotten.
Hmm.
I can see how powerful that would be. And how do you get? And you take the assessment first.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah.
Access comes with the assessment, often for a year, or sometimes there's like a free trial period, maybe 3 months.
Okay, so that's the entry level. What's next?
Next up are the RutherfordINTEL Communities. Now, these are different. They're subscription-based, and they're curated by Forbes Rutherford himself, focusing on very specific professional roles or functional areas.
So less about personality type, more about the actual job title or industry. Like you mentioned, senior investment folks, CIOs, directors of global investment, but also people in think tanks, diplomacy, military intelligence. That's quite a mix.
Yeah.
And they model it after seeking alpha. That's interesting. So it's about sharing insights, opinions, but not necessarily formal advice.
Exactly. It's crowdsourcing analysis and perspectives within a niche.
Yeah.
But yes, subjective opinions, not licensed advice. And the reason to join these, it's all about tapping into that really deep, specific knowledge and expertise. You're connecting with people facing the exact same challenges, same industry shifts. You learn from each other, support each other. And they make this pretty bold claim, actually, that members have a 75% chance of meeting or exceeding their employer's expectations.
75%. Wow. Okay, what do you think is the secret sauce there? Is it just the shared knowledge? Or is it the support, the accountability, maybe?
I think it's probably both. The knowledge sharing is crucial, definitely. But that constant interaction, that peer accountability, within that very specific context that pushes people. You're getting perspective and maybe a motivational kick from people who are genuinely in the same boat. Yeah. Access is usually monthly, quarterly, or annual subscription.
Right, that combination makes sense. Okay, next one sounds intriguing. TalentNet, also called Talent Marketplace or Talent On Demand Clearinghouse. Sounds exclusive.
It is, definitely. It's invitation only. It's for the people who really score in the top percentile on that initial assessment. We're talking fractional executives, top consultants, lawyers, turnaround specialists. They literally call it the all-star team.
The all-star team. Okay, so for the people in it, the value is profile, showcase, access to jobs.
Yeah, showcasing your profile, definitely. And tapping into job opportunities, especially the ones that aren't advertised publicly, that hidden job market. Plus, they have talent agents actively making connections for you. And a really unique angle, it's a flat fee, annual or quarterly. They don't take a cut of any contracts you land.
No percentage. That's unusual. And for companies looking for talent.
It's like a pre-vetted pipeline. A members-only job board that plugs into tools like LinkedIn Recruiter. It gives companies access to really high-caliber assessed talent. You know, think about an undergrad who maybe has the perfect profile for a tech CEO, but no track record yet. TalentNet could potentially champion them, connect them to the right internships or co-op roles way faster than they could find on their own. It accelerates things.
Yeah, bridging that gap. Okay, that's a powerful concept. And the last one, the work-life health and wellness community. Sounds more holistic.
It is. It takes a whole person approach. Starts with physical health, sure, but it's really about building those long-term connections for overall well-being. And they even do personality-based pairing, like a buddy system, for support and accountability, which is a neat idea.
So finding people who share your values around health, fitness, mental resilience, relationships, and creating a supportive space to actually work on those goals together.
Exactly. Access is subscription, again, quarterly or annual. And you might have extra costs if you use specific services from, like independent coaches or wellness experts they partner with. They have community managers internationally, too.
Okay, so 4 distinct models, but you mentioned there are some core principles that run through all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. These aren't just features. They're more like the underlying philosophy.
Like sharing experiences. The idea that everyone's story is a reservoir of knowledge. How does sharing build stronger bonds than just reading information?
Well, it involves a bit of vulnerability, right? And trust. When you actually share your own insights, maybe your struggles, your wins, it builds empathy. It moves it from just swapping info to, like, real human connection and collective problem solving.
Okay. And then there's cheerleading encouragement. Celebrating wins, big or small, supporting through tough times. That sounds crucial for morale.
Totally. It fights that sense of isolation you can feel, especially professionally. Just knowing you've got a group that's genuinely rooting for you through highs and lows that builds resilience. It's motivating.
And importantly, holding to account. You said this isn't judgmental. It's more like a gentle nudge.
Exactly, like supportive accountability. Helping people stay focused on the goals they set for themselves. It turns personal goals into sort of shared commitments. That subtle peer support can be way more effective than just trying to rely on willpower alone.
Makes sense. What about friendly competition? Competition can get ugly. How do they keep it friendly and motivating?
It seems carefully managed. The emphasis is on friendly. It's more about benchmarking yourself, getting inspired by what others are achieving, maybe through online leaderboards or specific events. It's not designed as a zero-sum game. Seeing someone else succeed is meant to encourage you, not make you feel like you lost.
Okay, a healthy rivalry. And the last principle, thought leadership. This is where Forbes Rutherford himself gets involved, hosting groups for like consultants, finance people, think tank folks, discussing big picture stuff.
Right. High potential people in specific fields, discussing geopolitics, economic trends, investment strategy. And again, it's crucial to stress these are opinion discussions, drawing on the group's collective intelligence, not formal advice. Like that seeking alpha model again. Gives members access to a level of discourse they might not find easily elsewhere.
Okay, so these principles knit the communities together, but how do they actually help you expand your network beyond your immediate group? You mentioned something called 3 degrees of influence.
Yeah, this is pretty fascinating. The claim is that because these communities are so curated and based on shared understanding, like the personality assessments, the connections you make through them are somehow more potent. So instead of the usual 6 degrees of separation, you might be effectively more like 3 degrees away from top people in your field. It's not just about knowing of someone, it's that the connection itself carries a kind of built-in trust or context. and introduction feels more like a pre-vetted recommendation.
Ah, so the quality of the connection is higher, shortening the effective distance. And we saw they attract people from all sorts of fields, real estate, finance, life sciences, AI. That diversity must make the network really powerful.
Definitely. And they have other structures too, beyond the core communities, like KnowledgeNet. That's aimed more at remote or hybrid organizations and employees.
Okay, KnowledgeNet, what's its main goal?
Two things, really. One, it helps people monetize their unique expertise. Two, it gives organizations quick access to subject matter experts, internal or external, for specific operational or technical questions. The idea is it boosts productivity, helps keep people engaged, especially when they're not all in the same office.
How does it make that connection? How do you find the right expert quickly?
It's curated again. A
Mhm.
specific KnowledgeNet curator figures out what expertise is needed. Then they tap into their TalentNet pool or look externally and shortlist specific advisors. Maybe it's a retired expert in commercial real estate or an investment banker or a specialist CTO. It's like having specialists on call.
Gotcha. And ReferralNet, that sounds like what it says on the tin.
Pretty much. It's an ambassador network focused on referrals. Accessing that hidden job market again, finding passive candidates. People get incentivized for making successful referrals. Another layer to the network.
And finally, social network analysis, SNA. That sounds quite technical.
It is. It's using data analysis, basically, to understand the connections within networks. Rutherford Intel uses it to gather intelligence, map out relationships, identify key people or specific expertise. It helps them be strategic about building these communities, making sure the right people are connecting for maximum impact. It's quite sophisticated.
Wow, okay. So it's a really layered, quite complex ecosystem they've built. So let's try and pull this together for everyone listening. What's the big takeaway here? It seems Rutherford Intel has created this whole range of communities, right? Each one tailored differently for different needs, career points, personalities, interests, but all fundamentally aimed at supporting growth, both professional and personal, through connection.
Exactly. And if you think about it in simpler terms, it really boils down to finding your tribe. Finding those people who genuinely understand you, who support you, and who can really help you unlock whatever your next level is. It underlines that idea that it's not just what you know, but who you know.
Mhm.
And maybe more importantly, how you're connected to them, the quality of that connection.
So maybe a question for you listening is, what kind of community might be that missing piece for you right now? What sort of connections built on that kind of trust and shared purpose we've been talking about? What could help you get where you want to go, help you achieve those big goals?
Because it seems the argument here is that the right community, it's much more than just a networking tool. It acts as this powerful catalyst. It can spark real, lasting transformation, personally and professionally, creating this kind of ripple effect, growth and opportunity that just wouldn't happen if you were only relying on your own efforts. It amplifies things.